Hi friends, Karan here, a career and a business growth coach. So today's I would like to discuss on the topic patience. Being patient is a high moral standard virtue. So our strength lies in being patient. It is very difficult to realize at times, but when you really think of the situations which we have been getting around, it helps play a very vital role. Though we call it as a patience is a virtue, and it also helps to deal with very discomfort situations as at times, and it also helps in coming out of the situation and making a better person of or the better version of yourself. Now, if you're patient in life, you can handle life in a very tactful manner. You can come out with a bad situation, you can take a tough decisions as well, and you also have the ability to look outside of yourself, and without being judgmental you can make a sound judgment. If you really have inculcated that patience in yourself, you'll find that it helps to ease the pressure at all times in all situations. I'm not saying that a person who is very patient or doesn't bother about anything is like a patient. No, it does not mean that. Patient or a patience means being patient or a patience means that like how you handle the situation means there's a way, like if there's a situation arrives, I can start shouting or start screaming about anything of that sort without listening to anybody. The other way, there's a situation where I can handle in a polite manner, understanding the situation, though it is a worst kind of a situation, but still I can try to figure out the better solution to that problem. Simple example I can quote you right here is that there's like a children, um, student of of 5 years old. One day he made a mistake that while uh, he was getting ready for the school, a coffee he just while he was sitting on the breakfast table, and along with him his father was sitting beside him in order to have a breakfast. What happened is that like this boy accidentally the teacup spills over the father's trouser, and the reaction is like that he started shouting at the boy stating that can't you see that you're a pathetic, you have not, you should be very careful, and all he started screaming all in a loud voice to that kid, and he's still at home now. So the boy's mother come and intervenes and try to deal the situation, calm the situation, and somehow he calms the boy and not to make him cry, and he sends back to that school. Now there's another situation of this situation, considering the situation that the tea is spilled and he started shouting at. Now, this can be handled in a polite manner as well if he had really known how to handle the situation. The father could be have politely said that, better just be careful. So that's how it is. So this impact could have made the boy realize that that person that he at that point of time the boy has made some mistake, and he would have realized that okay, I'll not be doing it again, I'll be much more cautious. Whereas due to this, the reverse situation which has happened is like the boy was not able to concentrate during the whole whole time at the school, and coming back again he was in a sad manner. And the father also had a bad day at office due to this irritated behavior which he has shown to his uh, toward the boy, to his kid. Now when he comes back again, the same, the even like normally the kid comes, goes to his father and to just see him. Now due to this morning behavior, has done such a grave thing that the boy is not coming. Kid has not wished his father and rather like both are angry with each other because of this incident. Now, if I say like again, that same situation had been dealt with, this is just if the tea has fell over the father's trouser, it's just a matter of that 5 minutes job or 10 minutes job that he could have changed his trouser and good to go and ready to back to his office without um, saying hard words to his kid. So this would have been realized. It is that is what I am saying. The moral of this incident is that again it is like 80-20 rule also applies here. Like how you handle the 80% of the situation, considering being patient and being 20%. If you're considerate about the patient, if you have been patient of the 80%, you would have handled this 20% in a calm manner, and that 20% would have already taken care of in the future situations. But this has been done due to this minor impact of 20%. The entire day has gone for a toss. That is 80% of the person situation has taken a toll. Now, in order to overcome these things, one need to develop some understanding and situation that how to handle the situation so that it can be eased out for each one of us. Now, being patient definitely helps, and it is it's a skill that you need to learn. You cannot say cut corners to do things and in an unethical manner. Instead, if you patiently work on one of thing to achieve that, though it may take some time, you will have the ability and the treatment that you stay with focus on it will bring much more results that you wanted rather than taking a shortcuts. Now, the example that if I try to make you understand why this patience plays an important role is like you might have seen that I'll just take an example of hospital where like suppose or a relief camp where like where the relief worker is doing their job, well they're treating the patients or taking care of the patients, and during crisis situation you might have seen the relief camp is already flood, flooded with patients, all of the things. So it is even at those times you might have seen that people, those relief workers, have to be patient at all times, and they have been very patient because they have been bombarded with so many questions, so many panicky situations, but they have been trained and they have learned that how to handle such situations. And by being committed that they will not react to these situations in a wrong manner and they will handle calmly. So this balances the situation and they become less stressful for themselves and for everyone who's they are treating in. If suppose, for example, if they have been shouting or yelling about anything or that's why they are approaching them and who they are or something like negative connotation words that they would have spoken up to the people, what is the impression that they have got? They might have not been able to do their job itself because they are doing a service which is they are the chosen ones for that. So you need to be calm at such a situation as well, considering the fatalities or the situation the people have met at the relief camp. Again, I'm saying patience is a virtue, but it requires a very self-control. It requires have you to that you have to look deep within inside and think about it, how the other people will feel, and will my situation, my reaction will give happiness or sadness to them. So you need to assess it. Now, suppose you want to give a surprise to someone else. Now, think logically whether when you want to surprise someone, will it take a toll or will it worse the situation? Will the person is really ready to take the behavior or the kind of a manner that you want to show? Will it be in an aggressive manner or a positive manner or a calmly manner? For example, if you say you want to tell someone a secret, and what happen is like you blow a surprise that would make someone very happy, but patience will always help you to wait to see the secret or to surprise what has went all through that particular. You will not be in a hasty kind of a thing. So this is like when you say surprise, somebody gives a surprise, though you know the surprise. So what will you do is you will want to see the reaction. So if you want to see the reaction, you have to be patient. It is like if you want to watch the movie, you have to go through the entire movie and watch patiently. What are the number of hours that you have to go through? You cannot jump on the gun. Now, if you have inculcated that behavior in yourself, then you will find that it does not matter how much you stomp your feet, complain or whine. Whatever you want to do is not, if you're not going to happen fast, you might be thinking that people are not good, they are not following the process. It is not that. It is that you are impatient. When you are impatient, everything around you will look that it is not falling in place, and people are not giving a heed to your issue. So impatience also causes like stress, anxiety, frustration. All these also starts creeping in, which you might have seen. Now, another example is I can correlate, which you can also understand. Like for example, a French father that need to be is in the hospital and waiting for surgery. Now, when this situation happens, you know that how the surgery process goes on. It is, or even if you have seen that someone of your relative or you have witnessed somewhere or your friends circle, so you be into hospital to witness that in order to help them. So you know that patience is very much required in the hospital because surgery isn't just the one set in tone. It is not like that, like ABC 1 2 3, it's done. No, there are like you might have seen that a patient has to be go to a X-ray room. It takes multiple hours time. It has to go to CT scan time. So lab time, lab. So it takes a lot of time in each of the rooms, and you have to wait for your turn for your patient or your whosoever is the patient. It takes a long time. So when these emergencies happen, you might be frustrated at times because you are saying my whosoever is the relative is in a pain, dire pain, and these doctors are not helping him, and the process is very slow, and you feel agitated, jittery, and all those things starts creeping in. But just think, imagine that you are not a doctor, you are not among those fraternity of healthcare. You need to understand that that is not your profession. You need to help them to understand that those doctors are also doing their thing. It is not that if it is just an easy, they have to analyze so many things. It is not that one parameter that they have to analyze for each of the things, because if something goes wrong, who can be held responsible? Again, you are the person who will say that why can't have you done your due diligence? And if they say you were impatient, why were you were interfering in our work, so what will happen? So it is like sometimes you need to be patient, and this patience also helps in solving much more the problems that is at hand. Your worry or stress will not fasten the process. Rather, The opposite, it boils down to impact your health and the surrounding relatives, members who are there with you at that point of time. So instead, you need to be stay composed and calm during this whole. So this will also help you to understand that you need to practice patience. You need to practice because it is not that it is a tablet that I put in a water and dissolve it and gulp it. No, you need to learn it over the period of time. That is why we say, we might have seen that if there's an aged professor, though he's experienced, knowledgeable, everything is, but the way he speaks, if I speak in a little faster tone, my speed rate of speech is a little higher or the than the normal, then you might consider it as okay. But what happened is like the professor who is little old and he's speaking in a lesser rate of speech, you think that the boss, he's not intelligent enough, he's not confident enough, and all sorts of thoughts start creeping in. You need to be patient, you need to clear your mind. The clutter mind should be free from all those things and need to focus on the thing, so that you can respect the knowledge of that particular person who's trying to give you. So patience is whichever the work that you do, you need to bring in, inculcate in yourself in order to achieve something. You cannot rush everything and achieve anything, because if you think that if you are demanding a much more respect, or um, I'll say if you're impatient and you're demanding that people should run on your schedule, it does not happen. This shows that you are a selfish and you don't know how to interact with the people, and it shows that you are self-absorbed. It is important to understand that whatever is running, it does not mean it has to run according to their schedule and people should follow their schedule. No, people need to exhibit patience because other people have other priorities and they need to address them accordingly. It is not that which is on it like first come first out. It is not like that principle. Everyone does not run on your schedule. It's important that neither does everything. So suppose you have, for example, simple example, again I'm quoting the real life so that you can make it understand. We always use flights to multiple places to travel, fly off or to travel off to multiple places. Now if you are boarding a flight, you might be, the flight schedule might be at 4 p.m. and the announcement goes that the flight will be delayed by half an hour. So how does you feel that? Or suppose the other situation is that the flight is at 4 p.m. and you reach the uh, airport at 5. So does it, will that wait? Or you come, the check-in is at like before 45 minutes you have to be there, and you or 5 or 10 minutes late, and then you start fighting with the uh, boarding pass crew member. So does not mean that either of the situations can run according to your wish. So you need to be handling patiently. If you are patient enough, your 5 minutes request that you are 5 minutes there, probably 5 minutes late, could be adjusted, and those guys can help you on that basis that you are polite enough and calm enough to handle the situation. So, and it's also easing the pressure on them as well. It is not that if you think the opposite, if you are shouting at them, no matter what urgency you have, they will not help you. So inculcate a habit of patience and also teach to your family members and to your children, as it helps in the long run. It's not like it's a demanding kind of a thing. It's like you need to assess the situation. You need to calm down. It's not to be on a fire. No. It helps in order to making it also helps to understand the situation and makes a better decisions at times. So if you are not understanding the both the parties or both the parties how they are reacting to it, it will also happen that you might end up making wrong decisions which can ruin your life or relationship or your job or professional career as well. So you need to be patient and try to assess the situation, and this will help you to make better decisions and grow up in your life. For instance, if you want to make money and you are faced with a situation of like creating a successful business that brings in more money for long term and doing something that brings you quick money, and you are not interested in being ethical, your business might not run for a long time. But if you patiently do the hard work and do your due diligence, it might bring fruits for the rest of your life. So learn the bigger quality of patience, and I guarantee that definitely you will help in a long run in terms of achieving your goals and success in every walk of life. So learn this habit and try to do some meditation so that you can calm down your angers, speech, all those things, and it can help you in trying to inculcate in the long run. Thanks for watching. Thank you.